Most funded accounts are not lost over weeks. They're lost in about 90 seconds. Not because the trader didn't know the setup, not because the strategy was bad, but because of what happened in the 90 seconds after a loss, a missed trade, or a fast move against them. That's the window where funded accounts die. One trade too many, one size too big, one rule ignored, right after getting emotional. In this video, I'm going to break down the real killers of funded accounts, and none of the ones that matter are about indicators. They're about the 90-second window where discipline breaks. I'll show you the 4 ways traders blow up, why willpower fails at the exact moment you need it, and how to build a cage around the worst version of yourself before the session starts. This is not hype, and it's not financial advice. Futures trading carries substantial risk of loss. Most funded traders lose their accounts, and everything here should be tested in simulation first. But if you've ever passed a challenge and then blown the funded account, or watched a green day turn red in minutes, this is the video that explains why. Let's talk about the 90 seconds. Here's what nobody tells you when you pass a challenge. Passing and keeping are 2 different skills. The challenge rewards a good stretch of trading. The funded account punishes a single bad moment. In the evaluation, you're trying to reach a target. Your brain is in offense mode, find trades, make progress. But the funded account flips it. Now the game is, don't break a rule, don't hit the daily loss limit, don't breach the drawdown, don't give back the profit. The skill that got you funded, aggression, pushing, taking setups, is often the exact skill that blows the funded account. Because now the enemy isn't the market. It's you, in a bad moment. And the market is very good at creating bad moments right when your guard is down. So the trader who survives isn't the one with the best entries. It's the one who can stay boring, stay disciplined, and refuse to do something stupid in the 90 seconds when it matters most. That's the whole game. Let's look at how it actually breaks. Killer number 1, the revenge trade. You take a normal loss. Nothing unusual, it's part of trading. But this time, it stings. Maybe it was a good setup that failed. Maybe you hesitated and got a worse price. And in that moment, something shifts. You don't want to wait for the next clean setup. You want it back now. So you take a trade you wouldn't normally take. Wrong location, wrong size, wrong reason. And here's the trap. Sometimes it works, which trains the worst possible habit. But over time, revenge trading is one of the fastest ways to turn one small loss into a blown account. Because the second trade isn't based on a read. It's based on emotion. And emotion doesn't respect your daily loss limit. The market didn't take your account. The 90 seconds after the loss did. This is why the stop has to exist before the emotion. Because in the moment, you will always have a reason. Killer number 2, sizing up to get it back faster. This is revenge's quieter cousin. You're down on the day, and instead of trading your normal size, you tell yourself, I'll just size up on the next good one and get it all back. Now a single trade carries the weight of your whole day. If that bigger trade goes against you, and it doesn't need much, you don't just have a bad day, you have a breach. Oversizing after a loss is how traders skip straight past the daily loss limit into a failed account. And notice the pattern. The decision to size up almost never comes from the strategy. It comes from the emotional state. A disciplined trader sizes based on the setup and the account. An emotional trader sizes based on how badly they want to be even. That's why fixed, predefined size matters. If your size is decided before the session, in a calm state, then the tilted version of you can't quietly triple it at the worst possible moment. Killer number 3, not being able to stop. This is the big one. You hit your daily loss limit or you're close, and instead of walking away, you keep going. Just one more. I can feel it turning. This is the moment the account actually dies. Not the first loss, not even the second, but the refusal to stop. Because once you decide the rules don't apply today, there's no floor anymore. 1 more becomes 5 more. A manageable red day becomes a blown account. And willpower, the thing you're counting on to stop, is exactly what's gone in that moment. You are the most emotional, the most tilted, the least rational, right when you most need discipline. That's not a character flaw. That's just how humans work under stress. Which is why hoping you'll stop is not a plan. The stop has to be built before you're in the fight, and it has to be something the emotional version of you can't override. We'll get to how. But first, the fourth killer, the one that hides in plain sight. Killer number 4 is the sneaky one, giving back a good day. You're up. It's a great session. And instead of protecting it, you keep trading because you're confident now, you're in the zone. Then 1 or 2 loose trades give back most of the profit. Sometimes all of it. Sometimes more. This one is dangerous because it doesn't feel like tilt. It feels like confidence. But it's the same failure. Trading past the point where you should have stopped. Green turned to red, not because the market changed, but because you didn't. A good day is only a good day if you keep it. This is why the pros talk about a profit stop, not just a loss stop. Knowing when to walk away while winning is just as important as knowing when to stop while losing. All 4 killers, revenge, oversizing, not stopping, and giving it back, share one root. They all happen in a short emotional window, and they all come down to one uncomfortable truth about willpower. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Willpower is not reliable when you're emotional. That's the whole problem. Most traders plan to be disciplined. In the morning, calm, coffee in hand, they say, "Today, I'll follow my rules. I'll stop at my limit. I won't oversize." And they mean it. But discipline built on in-the-moment willpower fails at the exact moment you need it, because that's when willpower is weakest. After a painful loss, your brain is not in planning mode. It's in reaction mode. The rational part that made the plan is not the part driving the car anymore. This is why smart traders don't rely on being strong in the moment. They rely on decisions they already made when they were calm. They don't try to win the fight against emotion in real time. They avoid the fight entirely by making the rules automatic. You do not rise to the level of your discipline. You fall to the level of your system. So the goal is not to become someone who never feels tilt. The goal is to build something that protects the account even when tilt shows up. That something is a cage. So here's the shift that changes everything. Stop trying to control the emotional version of you in the moment. Instead, build a cage around him before the session starts, while you're calm and rational. A cage is a set of hard limits you define in advance, and then physically cannot or will not override once trading begins. Decided before the session. Your maximum loss for the day. Your maximum size per trade. The number of trades before you must step away. When you stop if you're up, to protect a good day. Your rule after 2 losses in a row. You make these decisions in the calm state, and then you take the steering wheel away from the tilted state. Because the calm you is smart. The tilted you is dangerous. The cage lets the smart one make the rules and stops the dangerous one from breaking them. This is exactly the philosophy behind the risk tools we build at Imprint. Centurion, our multi-account risk manager and trade copier for NinjaTrader 8, lets you set daily loss limits and lockouts in advance. And when a limit is hit, it can flatten positions, cancel orders, and lock you out for the rest of the day. Not because you're weak, but because the 90-second window is real, and the cage should be built before you're standing in it. Now, the cage keeps you alive. But you still need a reason to be in the trade, and that's where reading the market properly comes in. Most traders only watch price, the candles, where it went. But price is the result. Order flow is the cause. Who was actually aggressive? Where buyers lifted offers? Where sellers hit bids? Where big orders got absorbed? Where imbalance showed real intent? When you read order flow, you stop guessing at candles and start seeing the auction underneath them. That's what Imprint Flow surfaces on NinjaTrader 8. Imbalances, absorption, delta, footprint style detail, without needing NinjaTrader's paid order flow plus. But here's the honest part. A better read does not save you from the 90 seconds. You can have a perfect read and still blow the account by revenge trading after a loss. The read gives you a reason to enter. The cage keeps one bad moment from ending everything. You need both. Edge without discipline blows up. Discipline without edge just bleeds slowly. Real traders build both, and they test both before risking anything. Let me show you the same bad morning play out 2 ways. Same trader, same setup, same loss to start. Version 1, no cage. He takes the opening trade and it fails, a normal loss. It stings. Within 90 seconds he's back in, bigger, to get it back. That one fails too. Now he's angry. He sizes up again, ignores his daily loss limit, tells himself just one more. By late morning the account is breached. Not because the strategy was bad, the first trade was fine, but because nothing stopped the spiral. Version 2. Same trader, same failed first trade, same sting. But this time, the cage exists. His size is fixed, so he can't quietly triple it. His daily loss limit is set in Centurion, so after the second loss, he's near the line and the system is ready to lock him out. His rule after 2 losses is simple: step away for the session. So he does. He ends the day red, but small. The account survives, and he trades again tomorrow. Same market, same emotions, same setup. The only difference was the cage. One trader relied on willpower in the 90-second window. The other made the decision before the window ever opened. That is the entire difference between blowing up and surviving. So how do you build this for real, responsibly? Start in simulation, not just to test your entries, but to test your rules. Define the cage first. Max daily loss, max size, max trades, your profit stop, your rule after 2 losses. Then trade the sim and watch the moments where you want to break your own rules. Those moments are the real data. That's where your account actually lives or dies. Journal every time you felt the pull to revenge trade, to size up, to keep going. Then, if you use a tool like Centurion, set those limits in sim and prove the lockout does what you expect, that flatten all works, that the account locks when the limit is hit, that you know exactly what happens before you ever need it. Because the worst time to discover how your risk controls behave is in the middle of a real tilt spiral. Test the cage while it's safe. Trust it when it counts. And never risk money on a system, a read, or a level of discipline you haven't proven first. So here's the whole thing in one breath. Funded accounts don't usually die from bad strategies. They die in the 90-second window after an emotional moment. The 4 killers are revenge trading, oversizing to get it back, not being able to stop, and giving back a good day. And they all share one root: relying on willpower exactly when willpower's gone. The answer isn't to feel less. It's to build the cage before the session. Hard limits set by the calm you, enforced on the tilted you. That's what our tools are built around. Imprint Flow helps you read the order flow behind the candles. Centurion helps you enforce risk, set daily loss limits, lock the account when you hit them, and flatten everything with one control. If you want to start free, comment the word TAPE, or go to imprint.ltd/free for the free order flow cheat sheet and a free NinjaTrader 8 indicator. If you want the full engine, go to imprint.ltd. And this week use code USA40 for 40% off. Get Imprint in the next 60 days, and the automation upgrade is free when it ships. None of this is financial advice. Futures carry substantial risk of loss. Most funded traders lose, and you should test everything in simulation first. Don't fight the 90 seconds. Build the cage before it opens.